So, what's new in the news? And this first article is courtesy of Bad Maps. I'm so sorry, Good Maps. There's very. I actually I should be a little bit more courteous. And the thing is that we on the podcast we really don't like trashing companies or anything like that. But it's very hard to have good feelings for Good Maps because of what happened to Nearby Explorer and the fact that they killed that off, and that was a really handy app, helpful app. But anyway, we have an article that was written by people like Good Maps. It was shared out by APH. We've put that into the show notes, and they talk about their wonderful, great plans for Good Maps, which includes helping make the Louisville, Kentucky, which is where APH is based, into the showcase of Good Maps by adding more buildings, which will have access to the Good Maps. So, I don't know. I can't really be excited about 10 buildings in Louisville or how many ever buildings in Louisville getting access to this thing. And I can't really be excited about their app in general since it just doesn't do very good outdoor exploration. But if you're a fan of APH and if you're a fan of Good Maps or just want to know about this article, we share the good, the bad, and everything else in between. So check that article out in the show notes. So I don't know. What do you have any thoughts on that?
I have a hard time getting behind them too, just because they had a great product in Nearby Explorer. Then they dumped it in favor of Nearby Explorer Online. Never mind all the people that had paid, for it. Fine, all right, whatever. And then they killed off Nearby Explorer Online. And there was, as far as I can see, really no reason for it. Other than I'd imagine they got grants and funding to develop this Good Maps Explorer. I'm sure they're not doing it for free. And it's just very hard to get behind a company that kills off a product that was helpful. And I would say the same thing if the company that did the ID Mate came out with another barcode scanner. There again, they killed off a product that was helpful to a lot of people, and there was really no need to do so.
Yeah, well, it's not as if they created a better product. I would see, okay, like I'm all up for advancement, and I say, okay, if you advance and you move forward, you create a better product, let's do it. Let's do it. But Good Maps is actually a really bad app. Like, it's a really shockingly bad app. And the thing is, there are other free apps like Lazarillo that are 10 times what Good Maps is. I'm sorry, but they're 10 times the app that Good Maps is. And those are free. So I don't know. I mean, Good Maps is free too, but that's just no reason for it to be so shockingly bad when APH had a reasonable app in the past. I just don't. I don't know who was part of that product decision, but frankly, APH leadership, whoever that person is, really needs to have their butt handed to them. They need to be fired. Sorry. But
yeah,
it's just not good.
I'm not one for being overly critical usually either, but in this case, I mean, you're messing with what people use, what people rely on, and you didn't have it fully developed. You didn't have a good replacement developed. You shouldn't have killed it off until that was done.
Live Accessible. What was so good about Nearby Explorer? Yeah, it was just a really configurable app, and it could do just about anything that you wanted to do. And it had features that no other navigation app had, such as the GeoBeam. We talked about this quite a lot in past episodes, probably the last like 20 episodes or something. But we had, yeah, I think I did a comparison at one point of Nearby Explorer and Good Maps. We'll have to go and search for that. But
it was just highly, like you said, configurable and customizable, and they aren't even coming close to bringing all the options. And I was, I interviewed them as part of another podcast, and they had said that they weren't going to bring them all back.
Yeah, even the most basic features, like it will tell you streets that you're approaching. The Nearby Explorer did that while the phone was locked, and it did it reliably and accurately. Good Maps still to this day, after about 3-4 minutes of having the app running, it just stops. It just dies. Unless you have the phone unlocked. So,
Well, and who's going to have the phone set to always unlock? I mean,
right, exactly.